Hi there. I have come again with yet another topic from Physics, Class 10 CBSE. I am Anita, a faculty with Silver Hills Public School. Let us discuss today's topic. It is lens formula and magnification. Lens formula. Lens formula is a relationship between the object distance, the image distance, and the focal length of a spherical lens. And what is the formula all about? 1 by f is equals to 1 by v minus 1 by u, where f is the focal length, v is the image distance, and u is the object distance of a spherical lens. The distance between the optical center and the object of a lens is called the object distance and mentioned as u. The distance between the optical center and the image of a lens is called the image distance v. The distance between the optical center and the principal focus of the lens is called the focal length. In ray optics, the object distance, image distance, and the focal length are related as 1 by f equals 1 by v minus 1 by u. So, linear magnification for a spherical lens can be defined as the extent to which image appears bigger or smaller in comparison to the object. And it is symbolized as a letter M. Linear magnification in terms of height. Linear magnification for lens is defined as the ratio of the height of the image to the height of the object, where h2 stands for the height of the image and h1 indicates the height of the object. Now, linear magnification can also be defined in terms of image distance and object distance. Linear magnification defined as the ratio of the image distance to the object distance and given by m is equals to v by u. So, the total formulas that we have are two over here. Magnification, linear magnification, m is equals to h2 by h1 or v by u. Next, the power of a lens. What does the power of a lens actually mean? The power of a lens is the ability of a lens to converge or diverge light rays falling on it. In other words, the degree of convergence or divergence of light rays falling on a lens is called as the power of the lens. The greater the power of the lens, greater is its ability to refract light that passes through the lens. A convex lens has the ability to converge, whereas a concave lens has an ability to diverge the rays of light falling on it. Mathematically, the power of the lens can be defined as the reciprocal of its focal length in meter. So, power of the lens P is equals to 1 by f, provided that your focal length is indicated in terms of meters. Unit of the power of the lens. The unit of the power of the lens is diopter. 1 diopter is defined as the power of the lens even the focal length is 1 meter. So, 1 diopter is equals to 1 meter inverse. The power of the lens can be positive or negative. Obviously, it depends upon the focal length of the lens. If the focal length of the lens is positive, the power will be positive. In that case, concave lens has a focal length that is negative. Hence, the power of a concave lens will be negative. Similarly, the convex lens has a positive value of the focal length. Hence, the power will also be a positive value. Now, let us try out with a numerical. If an object of 7 centimeter height is placed at a distance of 12 centimeter from a convex lens of focal length 8 centimeter, find the position, nature, and the height of the image. So let us gather what are the given things over here. Object of 7 centimeter height. So that is our H1. H1 is equals to 7 centimeter. We're going to go on putting a Cartesian sign convention with the values too. So, and the object is placed at a distance of 12 centimeter. So my object distance U is equals to minus 12 centimeter. And being a convex lens, obviously we know that the focal length is a positive value. Hence, we write F is equals to 8 centimeter. Using the lens formula, 1 by F equals 1 by V minus 1 by U. We are going to substitute those given values into our formula. So what do we get? 1 by 8 equals 1 by V minus 1 by minus 12. In that case, we do all the mathematical operations, and then what we fetch over here is V is equals to 24 centimeter, and it is a positive value. So obviously, when do you think we are going to get a positive value? Only when the image is real and inverted. Hence, the nature of the image formed over here can be understood from this value as well as the sign in front of it. Now, in this case, if the sign is not put, it is imagined to be a positive value, and that itself tells us that the image will be created on the other side of the lens, and that is why the value is taken as, or that is an indicator that the image is created which is real and inverted. They are asking us to find out the height of the image. So, height of the object is known for us. So, what is the formula that we are going to use? Magnification is equals to image distance by the object distance. Just check this out. Using the magnification formula, M is equals to V by U. We got the value of V as 24 centimeter. And U is already given to us as minus 12 centimeter. Substitute those values. What are we getting over here? Minus 2 is the magnification. If magnification is minus 2, that very clearly indicates that your image is 2 folds bigger than that of your object. In that case, magnification value is known for us. H1 value is given to us. Can't we find out the H2 value? So, cross multiplying, H is equals to minus 14 centimeter. The minus sign indicates that the image is formed below the principal axis, which consolidates the fact that the image is inverted and real. So this is how we are actually solving the numericals. Let us discuss another topic over here, which is closely related to lenses. That is, when combination of lenses are used, how are the image formed? So, the topic is combination of lenses. From the figure itself, you can identify that we're going to use more than one lens over here, and what is the effective image that is going to be created is what we are going to discuss here. So, we are having two lenses shown here, and both these lenses are obviously having different values of their focal length. I place an object on the principal axis, and the object happens to be a point size object. For an image to be formed, we use two rays of light. After refraction, where they meet, that is the point at which we create an image. So, let us see how the refraction actually takes place over here. We are considering a point object which is lying on the principal axis. We are going to have a lot of rays of light coming out of this object, but we have just selected two rays from that. One happens to pass through the principal axis, and the other is a bit inclined with respect to the principal axis, and it encounters the lens at this point. So the first refraction happens at that point. And you could see that as the refraction happens, the ray of light is going to go and meet at that point I dash. So this is your object, and this object's image after refraction is obtained at a point I dash over here. We are imagining as if the lens number 2, L2, is not existing over there. So if this lens was not existing here, we are going to have this object at this position O, and its image will be created at point I dash. But then what happens? The ray of light reaches to the next lens, or the ray of light, when it hits the next lens, the second refraction actually happens. And eventually the final image is getting created at point I. Now how is that possible? For an image to be created, there should be an object. So I have the object here, its image is created here, I dash, right? So for this lens L2, where is my object? That is the fun behind it. The object is actually the image created by your first lens. And that becomes as a virtual object for the lens L2. The final image obtained over here is actually because of the virtual object that is there. Okay, so your original object is here, and when double refraction happens, the final image is obtained at point I. So see, this distance is going to be taken as your object distance, and this distance where your ultimate image or the final image is obtained is called as your image distance. So there's nothing to be mentioned about your V dash or the position of the first image so created or your virtual object of your second lens. So in this case, how is that we are going to find out the focal length or the effective focal length? So we are going to use the lens formula. We are going to use the lens formula twice over here, and that too for these individual lenses. Let us check out with the first lens. The object, we are going to have the object position, and we are going to have the image position. We are not bothered about the second lens as yet. So what is that going to be? I've indicated it with respect to this position. So here, apply it into your lens formula. What are we getting? 1 by f1, because that is the first lens, is equals to 1 by v dash minus 1 by u. Take that as your first equation. That is an expression that we are getting through the first lens. Second one, for the second lens. For the second lens, the object is the virtual one. So what are we going to have? 1 by f2 is equals to 1 by the final image minus 1 by the virtual object. So I get it as v dash. Adding both the equations up, equation number 1 and equation number 2. When we add them up, what are we getting? 1 by f1 plus 1 by f2 is equals to 1 by v minus 1 by u. What happened over here? 1 by v dash will be cancelled off, because for one lens formula, v dash happens to be the image. For the other, it becomes the virtual object. So putting them all together, what do I get? 1 by f1 plus 1 by f2 is equals to 1 by v minus 1 by u. But we know that 1 by v minus 1 by u is equals to 1 by f. Substituting them, what are we getting? 1 by f1 plus 1 by f2 is equals to 1 by f, which very clearly indicates that if there are number of lenses in combination, the effective value is obtained by the sum of the reciprocals of the individual focal length. Now in case of power, what is the power going to be when I am going to use the combinations of lenses there? Reciprocal of the focal length happens to be a power. So what are we getting? The power P is equals to P1 plus P2 plus as many lenses that you are going to have in. So this is what I have brought for you today. I hope this is going to help you while you're preparing for your board exams. Thank you. Thanks a lot.